Привет, друзья! Как дела? My name is Fedor. Russian greetings. The four Russian horseman greetings are Привет, Здравствуйте, Пока, До свидания. Everybody knows them. But if you just use those four, you will sound kind of like a tourist, okay? And that's not what Russians say. We do use these four, of course, but let's add some spice to your Russian so you can sound more natural and less touristy. And we're going to divide it into different scenes, put it that way. Not like categories, but scenes. Scene number one, casual friends and peers. Instead of saying привет, try these. Здорово. Здорово is like what's up. What's up? Здорово. Now the spelling of this can differ because it's a slang word. There's no proper spelling of it, but in pronunciation is здорово. Another one is more casual and softer and more, yeah, I guess softer is приветики. Приветики, it's not typically used among masculine dudes. Приветики. It's more, I guess, feminine, more playful. I can use приветики myself. I like to use it, but more like a playful thing. You will not always want to be playful, but that's the one to use. Приветики. In addition to regular привет. Another one is как делишки. Как делишки means how are things? Again, you're adding a bit more of that playfulness, a bit of less seriousness to a conversation. So, как делишки, how are things? And the last one in this scene is not even a greeting. You open the door to the room, you come in and say, "А вот и я, and here I am." "А вот и я, and here I am." You can announce your arrival with this phrase. I'm telling you this. No learner will use this. So if you use it, you will sound natural. You will sound very like a good fit into the Russian company. А вот и я. Second scene, you meet somebody new, so you want to keep it polite, you want to keep it formal. You don't just say здравствуйте, 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 здравствуйте. You can say добрый день. Добрый день. It's good afternoon, but also it can be used in the morning and evening. It doesn't really matter. Добрый день is more of that universal greeting. And hear my tone of voice. I don't say добрый день. I say добрый день. So it's more like добрый день. You go up and then down. Добрый день. Добрый день. Добрый день. Like that. Then it's when you introduce yourself, you say рад познакомиться. Рад познакомиться, it's nice to meet you. Typically, a learner would go for очень приятно. It's also correct, but рад познакомиться is a bit more detailed. If you are a lady, you say рада познакомиться. And just to continue with the same small talk-ish phrase, как вы? How are you? Now, как вы is the only one that is used for formal settings to ask, how are you? You cannot say как дела. Even though как дела doesn't have anything inherently formal, the tone of it is kind of informal. So for a formal setting, if you're curious about how a person is doing, you say как вы. Note this. You should only ask this of a person that you know. Как вы without knowing them before will sound like, why are you checking up on me if you don't even know me? So use this one with the people that you already know. Scene number 3, unexpected encounters. You didn't expect to see somebody and now you see them. You can just simply say, Опа, wow. Опа is a verbal expression of surprise. Not just your face like, right, but something to accompany that. Опа, who is this? Look at who this is. Kind of like that. But it doesn't have any meaning, it's just an emotion expressed through words. You can also say, or, давно не виделись. Oh, a long time no see. So, or again is this oh, emotion expressed through words. Another phrase is, oh, какие люди. Oh, look at who is here. Какие люди means, oh, look at what people are here or who is here. But again, it's you're showing your surprise by saying that it's a person that you didn't expect to see, but you are happy with that encounter. Okay, so those three are used a whole lot by natives. Scene number 4 is saying goodbye. But before we get there, guys, if you want a more natural expression, speak more naturally to Russians, join BFluent Camp. We do 8 weeks of intensive Russian with a focus of conversations. Not grammar drilling, not vocabulary drilling, but a conversation. Of course, grammar and vocabulary are tools in that, but they're not the main focus. So we're going to focus on a conversation between you and your friends, your family, your loved ones, and your progress with that. In just 8 weeks, you take your Russian to the next step, next level, in a conversational meeting, in a conversational sense. Join us with the first link in the description. We start on January the 5th, first Monday of 2026. But we run these camps twice a year. Even if you watch this video later, you can check out the next date still with the same link. Back to saying goodbye. I have 5 phrases for you. First is something that you might already have heard, is давай. Давай means like, all right, see ya. Typically used on the phone. When you say, okay, thanks for talking to me, давай, and then you can put the phone down. Okay. Next is, ну все, я побежал. All right, ну все means that's it. Я побежал, I'll get going. Побежал means I'll get on running, but it simply means I'll get going. If you're a lady, you say я побежала. This is a very common phrase. I have heard it 1,000 times or more in my entire life. So, ну все, я побежал. Instead of ну все, you can say ладно, I'll go. So, ладно is like, all right. Okay? Is when the meaning is concluding. It's not like a formal goodbye. It's like, all right. Like a hint that things are done here. Ладно, like that. And say it on an exhale. Ладно, like that. Okay? Not just like, ладно. Ладно. Then we can say, мне пора. It's time for me to go. Мне пора. Another thing that is used very commonly these days is до связи. До связи literally means until connection, meaning until I call you, until next call. This doesn't have to be over the phone goodbye. I can say this in person. But it simply means that we'll stay in touch, we'll stay connected over the phone. I say this a lot to my friends because let's say if we're doing something together, we're planning to go to, I don't know, like a concert or something. And I tell them, okay, I'm going to call the people, then I'll let you know. They can say, хорошо, до связи. Okay, until the next time we get connected over the phone because they're going to expect a call from me. That's the context for this one. Now, the last scene is a polite goodbye. You can say, instead of just saying до свидания all the time, you can say всего хорошего. Have a good day. I wish you all the best. Всего хорошего. Similar is всего доброго. I wish you all the kind things. Всего хорошего, всего доброго, used a whole lot, especially in a polite kind of strangers exchange. A person like a taxi driver or a grocery store person. Всего хорошего, всего доброго, used a whole lot. If it's a more of a warmer setting, it's still formal, but more of a intimate, you can say было здорово. It was great. Было здорово. Maybe it's a dinner. You can say, okay, I'll see you later. Было здорово. It was great. It was a great time. Another one of those that are native like for strangers is хорошего дня. Хорошего дня means have a good day, but you don't really say this to your friends and stuff. You can, but it sounds a bit cold. Хорошего дня, have a good day. I don't know, it sounds a bit more cold. So you can use this with people you don't know, saying goodbye to a taxi driver and things like that. Хорошего дня. And now you know a whole lot of phrases that all natives use every single day and the exact scenario to use them in. I hope you won't sound as a tourist anymore. That is all. See you all over at BFluent Camp with this button right here. Learn more intensely with us. Or keep on watching our YouTube videos with this next one. It's up to you.